Hey guys, welcome to our series on the YG3 API. We're super excited that we're taking our concentrated language model, which is a CLM, which is our architectural innovation for language models, and making it widely available to all developers, to anybody who wants to build anything through our API. So not just AI infrastructure and enterprise anymore. It's now for everyone to get out and try. And we have our first model, Alicia, who's optimized for emotional intelligence, available already. So we're going to have more models coming. So this will be the first in the series of tutorials and things to help you guys learn how to use the YG3 API, leverage CLMs, and build whatever you want. So for this, I started with something really simple, the customer support agent that's built on the React pattern. It's okay if you don't know all those terms right now. We're going to go through them. And also this collab is going to be available to anybody to just run the cells themselves and try it out. It's super easy. Our API is compatible with the OpenAI API. So it's in the same format. All you have to do is swap out a few lines of code. So in this notebook, I'm going to show you guys how to build this from scratch, just a React agent. So it's going to be able to search a knowledge base for policies, check order status, tracking information, provide helpful context-aware responses, and reason through the tools that it needs to go through. I also provided some links so you guys could see the AI agent reports that LangChain released. A lot of people are using React. I'm definitely an advocate for experimenting and trying different agents, like setups and trying different systems, but this is great to just get you started and get your toes wet before you jump into using the CLM. So first thing is we're going to install our packages right here. This is really easy. You just need the OpenAI API and Gradio, which that's just to show you some UX and UI. Other thing you're going to need to do is go get your YG3 API key. So you can go right here to this link, app.yg3.ai, and then navigate to the API key dashboard. Your first 10,000 tokens are free. So go ham, go wild. And it's really easy. You just create a new key, and then also you'll get all your metrics right here. So in my collab right now, have it set as a secret, which I definitely recommend. If you copy this collab, I would set it in your keys and in collab and set your API key. But it's really easy. All you do is you put in your API key that you got from the YG3 app, then you bring it back here. You're going to need to point the base URL at the YG3 API, which is also called the Alicia API, the CLM API, all that's interchangeable. She was the first concentrated language model we made, so she's kind of the mom of everything here. Okay, so I went ahead and already set mine. Okay, cool. So right now we're going to go through the knowledge base. So usually this would be set up somewhere, but we're just going to do good old JSON inject for now to just show how it works. But you would be querying either like a vector database, or you might be querying a CSV or a combination SQL database, something like that. But for our purposes, I think this works just fine. Just show conceptually without anything else being messed up how to do this. So we're going to pretend that our knowledge base is just a JSON inject for now, but in later series we'll go over setting up vector databases and stuff like that. So you can see right here we've set the return policy, shipping, warranty, payment, all really important stuff, obviously. And then we also have a few dummy orders in here. So order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they got wireless headphones and a phone case. Sweet. Order 67890. I cannot say 67 around my children, but here in the space we can, so it's fine. And set the status to processing, laptop stand. So it has the orders, the estimated delivery, everything's in there so that we're going to be able to simulate the CLM, in this case, our model Alicia, going and calling the tools she needs to call in order to answer customer requests accurately without anybody doing anything else. See, and that's what makes an agent different from a chatbot, right? A chatbot is just going to sit there and talk with you. An agent is going to be able to do things for itself, look up a database, find information, call some external function. So a lot of whenever you're using like a modern chatbot, you're probably seeing some agentic features in it, but this is how you build it for yourself. So now we're going to define the tools. So the tools are just basically actions that your agent can take. So let's say we can search the knowledge base and we need to check order status. So the knowledge base will be like policies that don't change, like the return policy and estimated shipping, things like that. And the order status will be specific to whatever order a customer puts in. Like, is it processing? Is it shipped? All that fun stuff. So let's go ahead. Now that we've gone over the basics, let's go ahead and just run these. And we should say, okay, demo data loaded. There's 4 topics, 3 test orders loaded in there. Let's go ahead and run this cell too. Tools defined, like we talked about. Now, let's actually build the React agent. So what is React? Well, it's doing more than reacting, actually. It's reasoning and then acting. So it's going to analyze the question. It's going to decide its action, decide what tool it's going to use, and then it's going to observe what it gets from that tool, and then it's going to have a final response. So instead of just a lot of hallucination comes from it just going, it seems like this would be a good response, or it seems like this would be a normal, like statistically, a significant response of, hey, I ordered something. Yes, it's processing. Instead of that, it's going to think about what the customer asked, decide, does it need to search the knowledge base or search the orders in this case? And then once it decides, observe, okay, I needed to search the orders, and I found the order right here that the customer was talking about, and that says that the order is shipped and should be there in 3 to 5 days, and then respond like, hey, your order is going to be there in 3 to 5 days. This is awesome. So looks simple to the customer, easy, but saves a lot of headache in the back end for your human customer service agents and your company et al. Okay, so here we can see the prompts here are really important. So here we're just setting your customer service, your customer support agent. Here are your available tools. Here's some examples. Just like a human, we want to actually give it a little bit of context and say when you should look for an order. Maybe if a customer just starts talking to you and just needs emotional support, they don't need to call any of the tools. They could just be like, I'm here for you. But otherwise, it knows when to look things up. So just giving a little bit of context, which is good. So let's go ahead and run this one. And you can play around with this and mess with the prompt and just have fun with it when you copy this collab, but that should be ready. Now let's go ahead and test. This way we can kind of observe what's happening underneath, and by running these, you'll be able to build more complex things too. So this test, we're just asking about the return policy, which is something that we set up in the knowledge base, if you guys remember. So question 1, what is your return policy? We're simulating that that's coming from a customer. So let's see. So we can see here that it decided to search the knowledge base, the return policy, and then it finds the policy. So now it's thinking, okay, the return policy is quite simple. You have 30 days from the date of purchase to return your items, as long as they're in the original packaging. Refunds are processed within 5 to 7 business days after we receive your returned items. Great. This is all within the knowledge base. And then it's also really nice. If you have any other questions or need further assistance, please let me know. So very helpful and accurate. So that's the final answer it generated. Here it is. Okay, great. So looking at these outputs is great for testing your agents as well before you hook it up to any kind of like GUI or to your website. So let's do another test. Let's test order status. Let's see if it can call its other tool. So customer over here says, we're simulating a customer asking, can you check my order? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Okay, it knows it calls the right thing. Let's check order 12345. It's seeing that, yes, wireless headphones and phone case were in there. And it searched that JSON inject. In a real example, it might be some sort of database of orders that you would hook it up to, which would be relatively simple, just requires some wiring. So your order 12345 has shipped. It includes wireless headphones and a phone case, total of $89.99. This is your tracking number. This is the estimated delivery date. That's amazing. There's nothing that had to be done on our side. It just looks up the database things that are automatically put into a database, we can assume, if you're running an e-commerce store. Okay, now let's add a more complex query that's less straightforward. So how long does shipping take, and is it free? So it's going to, that's kind of ambiguous. It could be possible that the agent would interpret that as, or the AI would interpret it as, oh, maybe I need to look up how long an order is. So should I ask them what their order number is? And is shipping free? I need to look up two separate policies possibly. So we're testing if it could take like a natural kind of question like that, like how long does shipping usually take, and is shipping free? So it's kind of like multiple questions in one, and kind of vague, but that's how customers are going to talk to this agent, most likely. Okay, so it searches knowledge base. It does the right thing. It doesn't try to look up some order without asking or anything. Shipping usually takes 3 to 5 business days, we see in the knowledge base. And it's free for orders over $50. Okay, great. Final answer. Shipping usually takes 3 to 5 days. It's free. Your order total and estimated shipping will be displayed during checkout. Great. Super helpful. Thank you. Okay, so it was able to call all the tools that it needed to. It was also friendly and nice and accurate, which is what we need. So that gives you guys a really simple example of how to use the API immediately to build something super useful. But really, your imagination is the only limit here. So whatever you want to build with a CLM, with a slim, optimized, and efficient language model, go ahead and build. So let's move on to launching the interactive UI. So this could go from, this can help you conceptualize maybe how this would look. So the testing is the most important, but here's just a little Gradio link. So this might be a really simple interface. So we have a couple loaded already here. So let's just ask about the return policy. What's the return policy? Run agent, and it says what the return policy states. Perfect. We can view the reasoning process. So this is a great UI for debugging. It's a little bit easier than just reading through text, but obviously you can make this even more beautiful with a React site or something else that you build custom and that people can interact with. So I also have some stats here about how many people are using customer service agents, the tool growth year over year, which is insane, and companies with plans to integrate agents. So it's probably a good idea to start using agents day to day. And I believe that companies are going to need to be more efficient and start building out their AI infrastructure. And with YG3, we're the only AI platform that provides a path to ownership. So anything you build with us, you can also own your AI and own the server with which the AI is deployed. So you can have your own AI assets and infrastructure, and you have and moving on from general models, you can have much more specific models. This is definitely the way to go. But here, already with this collab notebook, you built an awesome React agent that's able to look through a knowledge base and check order status. And we did that in 5 minutes, which is really amazing. And then also, if you want to learn more, I added more about the YG3 platform, the CLM API, and some of the latest from LangChain of how to use and deploy agents. And you can share it around. Anytime you use Gradio, it makes you a temporary public link. So show whatever you make. Maybe instead you make a Pokemon lookup tool that you can ask when does when does a Charmander evolve into a Charmeleon, etc. And it looks through maybe Wikipedia pages of that. Something fun. But whatever you can imagine, if it's something that's like, and we'll go through more details of something that reads through your emails and creates an automated response, things like that. I've seen a lot of fun with people making meme generators with the CLM, things like that, and and on the business side, lead generation and just organizational tasks, project management. The sky's really the limit. So I'm really excited to see what you guys build, and we have really active and supportive community. So don't be afraid to reach out to YG3 if you need help or you'd like to join our developer community. We're here for you. So yeah, enjoy the collab, enjoy using the CLM, enjoy those free 10,000 tokens, your first free 10,000 tokens generated with us, and make something awesome. Thanks for joining me, guys.